Peace to the world. Let's see if anybody's going to join in this morning or this AM as I go and run me an errand or two. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. Let's see if we can at least get 5 people on the live. I'm going to give it, let's see, we're about 3 minutes in. I'll wait and see if a couple people get in. If not, I'll just go ahead and talk, and you can always go and catch this on the replay. But you know, sometimes it is cool to catch it live. Today's date is September 18th, 2024. Just had a partial lunar eclipse in Pisces, which we talked about already, but I'm gonna go ahead and go. So this is real quick. Title is "This May Be Blocking Your Manifestation," and I know that that term maybe we've overdone that term, but it still doesn't negate the actual meaning and the significance of the term just because it is used quite a bit. Peace, y'all. I think you from Brazil, right? Do y'all pronounce it Yao or Zhao? I guess that's hard to answer over text. Oh, Portugal. Oh, okay. So is it Zhao in Portugal? Or is it still Yao? But either way, this morning I left out early enough with my children for school that I caught the sun rising and it was still red. And that red sun reminded me of the root chakra, which is associated with Mars. And it's red. And how the red sun in the morning denotes potential. Just like the root chakra denotes potential. You know, we get all into our deep philosophical bags and we malign the root chakra as is, you operating from your root chakra and, low vibrations, and which all of that is true. But in the absolute value of things, everything is necessary to comprise a whole. To be holistic is to be everything. So that means the root chakra has its significance because it is where pure passion, desire, animal instinct, and drive come into play. As in, it is crude energy. It's just like getting crude oil out the ground. Now that oil cannot go and you can't take crude oil the ground and put it right into your vehicle. It has to be refined before it can be utilized in an automobile. But the bottom line is, peace, that crazy. The bottom line is, in its rudimentary nature, it possesses something of value. It just has to be developed. What does this have to do with the conversation? That red sun and the connection I made to the root chakra, which is passion, desire, leads back to manifestation. In my book, I make this comparison between the word desire, the words desire and reside. They're anagrams of each other. And so I have to know what I desire and be clear about that. And then give residence to the desire. Now, that might seem overly simplistic. Well, it is. But think about this. How many people are unclear about what they desire or have competing desires? A lot. One thing I like to do, like when I'm with my coaching, I like to box people in. And I used to do it as a trainer too. All this stuff is the same stuff. Once you figure out certain formulas, it works everywhere. Okay? So when I used to train people, I would box them in. In other words, you're paying me to push you to another level. Why should you pay me to allow you to do what you think you're supposed to do? You might as well just kept your money and just done whatever you wanted to do and nothing happened from it. So I used to box people in, push them. Grown men lying in the floor in the fetal position, women getting mad, storming out, men getting mad and storming out, because you box them into a point where either you're gonna break or you're gonna realize that there's something more that you got that you didn't know you had. Okay? Now, I'm not as forceful with my coaching as I was with training. Like this is definitely more psychological, emotional, metaphysical. I used to have to try to covertly put metaphysics into the fitness stuff. With this, I get to come straight out the gate with what it is. Okay? So when I'm coaching, how I box people in is, a lot of times people say what they want, this and that, and you keep boxing and boxing till you get a person to identify what they really desire. And sometimes what they keep saying they want ain't really what they desire. I want to be healthier. I want wellness, this and that. And then you box them in and you figure out, but I really just want to have adventure. And if I feel like my desire for adventure may be impeded for any time, I don't want to be bothered. So then you make them realize you don't really even want what you claim you've been striving for. And then they get to a point where they can actually make a decision. And then I don't do this right off the bat. I let people talk. I let them get more comfortable. I sit and listen to them. I take notes. And as I start getting more of how they operate, then I'll come back and you said such and such, and then you put this together and you start boxing them. And they start calling themselves out on their own bullshit. Because we all bullshit ourselves sometimes. We say we want this, then we upset because we don't get it. But until I drop my top for my chapstick. Until you really box yourself in and identify what you really desire, you kind of just be like a dog chasing his tail. Sometimes this stuff about this term manifestation, let's just revisit what it means. Anytime you have man in a word, manager, manipulate, manure, anything with that root, it is denoting the hands. The manager is symbolic of they're taking their hands and moving human resources around. Okay? Manure literally means to spread out with the hands. So manifestation is something about the hands. Fest means to make holy. So manifestation is making your hands holy. In other words, if you want to put this in this most rudimentary meaning, learning how to work with what you got. That's what manifestation is. Learning how to work with what you got. And so to do that, you have to first be aware of what you got. Okay? And you juxtapose that with what I desire. How do I link up what I desire, Scorpio, with what I have, Taurus? I desire. And so we know we got to first start with knowing what you got. You got to have some sense of self-worth, knowing what you possess. Okay, but from the standpoint of the desire, you got to be clear about what you desire, because you may find when you box yourself in and you keep squeezing it down and squeezing it down. That's why it's good to sit and think about your life, not from a standpoint of regret of things in the past and fear of the future, but objectively assessing your life. And you'll start to find patterns, and you'll find patterns how you may get into situations that you don't want to be in, or at least you seem to not want to be in. And then you can start figuring out how your desires have been operating. And then you can start getting a clearer picture of, man, what do I really desire? And you may not even realize that you desire certain things. It's Scorpio's subconscious realm, subconscious. So your desires can be, you may think consciously you desire something, but subconsciously, what you desire is really going to drive the ship. And you have to box yourself in to be able to come in contact with what you subconsciously are striving for. I've been manifesting me a long-term relationship, but subconsciously I always want to be free, and I always want to just be able to do whatever the hell I want. And then I'm torn, and I feel like somebody's always doing something to me, when really it's my own subconscious mind keeps drawing to me what I really, really want. And one way to know that this is happening is because you'll see that your actions a lot of times are not lining up with what you say you want. Shout out to Gemini Brown. He talked about the Virgo aspect of that, which is the on earth as it is in heaven. You got to do the things here in the mundane world that represent what you have created an image of in the, if we want to say, astral. But the reason a lot of times our activities in the 3D don't line up is because we're not really in touch with what we really, really desire. And then when if you do figure out what you really, really desire, then you have to then probe why you desire that. But in my book, I emphasize the what comes before the how. You gotta know what you desire. There's a reason why we have a root chakra. You can't put the crown before the root. It's retardation. It has to come in as pure energy, and then you refine it. So the desire allows us to come in contact with the pure, crude energy, And then we go through the steps of refining it. You refine it by saying how, why, where, when. But what is where you begin? What is the desire? What do I desire? Then you start going through all the psychological processes of why, and da 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 da. And all this shit lines up with linguistics, because what in Arabic and Hebrew is esh. Esh, you know, but esh also means fire. So the word what that we use ties back to essence, and essence to esh, and they all mean fire. So the what is identifying the fire. Y'all feel what I'm saying? That's why you start with what. What do I want? We get so philosophical and we beat ourselves up with thinking that you can't. You gotta address the animal part. Just what do I want? I want 75 ice cream cones. Then you start going through why. And then you might realize, okay, I don't really want the ice cream cone. I want to feel companionship. I want to feel love. I need a hug. But the sugar, you understand? So, but first I need to just address what the rudimentary desire is. That starts the process of functional and assertive and purposeful manifestation. I use those terms because you're always manifesting. It ain't nothing magical about the shit. Your life is a manifestation. It is an ongoing manifestation. But we're talking about purposeful, intentful manifestation, which is a psychological process. I got to know what I desire. Then I go through all these steps. Why, you know. So a lot of times, again, we got conflicting desires. I'm joking with my mother. My mother's a double Virgo. Sun and moon in Virgo. She said, I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning organizing my closet. My mama gotta have. I said, you know what, mama? She said, I just don't know why I just struggle with. She said, struggle with just, how she said, getting things, having things organized. I said, you know, mama, I think you may enjoy the process of putting things in order more than you actually love order itself. You know, just you enjoy just the process of putting things in order. And then we kept going, so we got a chuckle out of that. And then we kept going, and I said, and she's like, you know, I got all these shoes, you know, and I don't want to throw them away. I said, see, now we're getting down to the nuts and bolts here. You say you want order, but you got all these things that you say you want to keep. So now maybe we realize that maybe you really, really don't want no order. And she just killed herself laughing, because I be boxing my mom in, you know. She's like, yeah, you can go and use this shit on some of your clients. But we all do this in different ways at different times. You know, we think we striving for something, but in reality, we don't really want that shit. Because my mother has what's called a wedge chart. When you got people whose planets are bunched up within like 130, 120 degrees of the zodiac, it's called a wedge. These people are master manifestors, because if they really make their mind up that they want something, they get it. You know, they get it. So those people, like my mother, it's very important, even more important than other people. If they want something, shoot, just put their mind to it and be clear. But before they put their mind to it, be clear about what it is they actually want. Because if they want it, they'll get it. But again, sometimes we just have competing desires, you know, or we don't really even know what we desire. And then sometimes we have not done the next steps. Once we identify the desire, identify why. Why do I want that? How am I going to go about getting it? See, that pure, raw desire component, what it does is that's right brain. That's it. Although we associate Mars with masculine energy, when you look at the goddess Kali, she shows you the feminine energy behind even Mars. And so that pure fire, think about it. Aries comes out of what? Out of water, Pisces. So behind that fire of Mars is the water element, is a feminine component behind it. So that's a whole nother. But the bottom line is that pure raw energy elicits the right brain, the feminine side of the brain, because it's not rational. It is just, ooh, I want that. Ooh, it's not logical. It's no reason. It's just, ooh, pure desire. And that is where magic begins. But then we take our reason. That's why both are necessary. You take your reason then, and it helps to balance out that energy, and you refine it as you're bringing it into reality. So I think that's all I wanted to get my book, The Layman's Guide to Manifestation. Let's see who we got. Let's see. Yeah, that crazy said that's Nandi. Peace. I can't see this name. Something is Shakya. I'm from the South. Nundi's Gemini rules the hands on. Yep. The Lover's card. Let's see. Scorpio's key phrase, I desire. Yep. No, Mercury rules the card, and Mercury rules over Gemini and Virgo. So Magician isn't solely Gemini alone. Oh, okay, y'all chopping it up. Alone since her on that car. Okay, y'all got y'all thing going. Yeah, this makes sense to me. What's up, Divine? Says this makes sense to me. I have 5 planets in Libra, 3rd house, and Venus in Scorpio. Oh, wow. Yeah, we were having a side combo. Okay, that's cool. All right. Well, this just a little quickie, little morning chat. I'm gonna get in here and get my water. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. As always, you can help out by hitting the good old like button, and if you haven't, subscribing and sharing. I appreciate y'all sharing my videos, those of you who have been. And let's see. Thank you, Refresh. Thank you, that crazy. And remember, we have our classes. We do 720 Sacred Teaching. We do them on Sundays, and you can look that up, 720astrology.com, and all my other offerings. All right, peace.